Mr. Yozev, the rioters had carried out destructive actions in the city of Nukus, throwing stones, starting fires and attacking police. An exiled opposition politician, Pulata Unov, told newsmen that based on contacts with local sources and video evidence, at least 5 people had been killed. He said there were unconfirmed reports of dozens more dead. In the meantime, a government official has said a passenger bus slid off a mountain road and fell into a deep ravine in heavy rain in southwest Pakistan today, killing 19 people and injuring 12 others. Mahtab Shah, the assistant administrator for the district of Shirani in Balochistan province, said about 35 passengers were on the bus, traveling from the capital Islamabad to Quetta city. The death toll is expected to rise since many of those injured were in critical condition. He said rescue workers were searching for survivors in the wreckage of the destroyed vehicle. To meet up with Karim, OSBC News.
We'll now go on a short break. When we return, we bring you Dateline reports proper. Stay with us. Dateline from the Governor's Office correspondent Sonia Ononide unpacked enthusiasm and excitement of the residents demonstrated toward the re-election of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola on the forthcoming gubernatorial election when his campaign train stopped by at the ancient town. His report.
The campaign train of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola breathed into the warm embrace of the avalanche of party supporters in the ancient town of Ede, in the north and south local government areas of the state of Osun. Members of the All Progressive Congress walked from Okegada in Ede up to the Palace of Timi amid chants of party slogans as Governor Oyetola acknowledged applause atop Automobile Road. Governor Oyetola, who received the symbolic royal blessing at the Palace of Timi Agbale of Ede, said that he is in the race to Bola Ige House in consolidating on the incredible pace of transformational developments shaping through Osun landscape and improving positively on the lives of the citizenry. Governor Oyetola noted that he is passionate about the developments and progress of Ede as demonstrated around Ede town, as well as in the appointments of Ede indigenes in his cabinet. Timi of Ede, Oba Muniruddin Adeshola Lawal, supported by traditional rulers and chiefs in the area, lauded Governor Oyetola infrastructural developments shaping through Ede and its environment, stressing that one good turn certainly deserves another in the forthcoming gubernatorial election.
What is Ambassador His Excellency don sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti sọ àwọn ọ̀nà tí wọ́n tún ti fi sẹ́mi pé àwọn ìbá ṣe tí ó sì dàbí ẹni pé ó ti wà ní àkáyàn tó sì gbé ti di ṣíṣe tí a bá fún ọ láǹfààní bí wọn bá péréte tó kù àti láti tẹ̀síwájú tí ó sì di ṣíṣe ọlọ́ọ̀bá yóò tẹ̀lé síwájú.
It was a triumphant entry for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola at Obalaoye Grammar School, Ede, as members and party stalwarts submerged his premises in large numbers, defiling every downpour in demonstration of absolute loyalty and commitments toward the victory of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. Governor Oyetola, who commended the residents for their doggedness and determination, reassured them that more dividends of democracy is pretty much in the kitty for the town.
There is no longer the same. There has changed. There is now does absolutely. Even the road show was particularly very impressive. The audience from the KBC was good. I'm confident that we will win this time around. I must thank you then for notwithstanding the heavy downpour, they still remain residents. You can see they're still very much around. It shows a lot of commitment on the part of both the party members and the people over there who want to ensure that we continue to govern the state come 16th of July this year. They should be very hopeful. They've done very well. I'm confident that we are winning. And I want to assure them that we continue to live up to the expectations in those areas of infrastructure, health, security, and the welfare of the people.
The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Boyega Famodun, the director general of Oyetola's campaign council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, as well as Ambassador Adejare Bello, harped on the need for Ede residents to reciprocate the good gesture demonstrated by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in infrastructural developments in Ede and ensure its re-election in the forthcoming gubernatorial election.
Between what happened in 2018 and now, you can see things for yourself. Let me tell you, we have done what we're supposed to do. Even the opposition, PDP, they know themselves that here in Dende, they are in trouble. We are not ready for brigandage. We are not ready for thuggery and some other things. But in terms of mobilization for votes, we are ready. And from the turnout of today, you can depict that Ede is ready for Oyetola.
Dignitaries on the campaign train with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, including the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the deputy governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, the wife of the deputy governor, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, former deputy governor, Mrs. Grace Titila Oyeponle, head of service, Dr. Olugbeyega Oyebade, members of the State Executive Council, members of the State House of Assembly, leadership and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. Communities in Ila and Ifedayo local government areas of the state of Osun, including Ila Orangon, Okela, as well as Ora Igbomina, were pretty much elated to receive Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's campaign train with fanfare for his re-election in the forthcoming gubernatorial election, while receiving the traditional royal's blessing at the Palace of Orangon of Okela, Ashaoni of Ora Igbomina, Akesin of Ora Igbomina. Governor Adegboyega Oyetola maintained that he is consciously guided towards improving the lot of the people, as been demonstrated with numerous welfare policies and infrastructural developments that resonates with the yearnings and aspirations of the people, adding that if re-elected in the forthcoming gubernatorial election, he would deliver more dividends of democracy across the state. Orangon of Ila, Oba Abdulwahab Oyedotun, Orangon of Okela, Oba Abolarin Adedokun, Ashaoni of Ora Igbomina, Oba Joshua Tinuoye Atolagbe Akesin Ora Igbomina, Oba Samuel Oladoye Idowu extolled the landmark achievement recorded in all ramifications by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, stressing that Governor Oyetola deserves to be supported for another term in boosting the profile of the state that is currently unfolding under his leadership for the benefit of all. Addressing the mammoth party supporters that throng Ila Orangon and Okela town squares, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola would noted that moving the state forward with social amenities and accelerated economic developments is paramount and very dear to his heart, reiterated that if re-elected, his administration will continue to pursue critical initiatives in transforming the life of the citizenry. Governor Oyetola therefore implored the eligible voters to ensure that they are in possession of the permanent voters card to exercise their franchise in the forthcoming gubernatorial election.
I've come to thank them for their support for the past 3.5 years, and I asked them to continue to support us. I've told them that my party has, asked me to continue to fly the flag of the party for the coming election on the 16th of July. I still need their support. We have 3 wards there, and this place is highly thickly populated. So if one is able to get some of these votes together, it makes a lot of difference. And they've seen the few things we have been able to do within the period of 3.5 years. They are willing, they are ready to support us. So this is the essence of my going around.
The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodun, the Director General of Oyetola's Campaign Council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, urged the residents in the area to keep eagle eyes on their ballots and ensure landslide victory for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. Dignitaries on the campaign train with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, including the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the deputy governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, the wife of the deputy governor, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, secretary to the state government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, members of the state executive council, members of the state house of assembly, leadership and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. The campaign rally was intermittently punctuated with dancing and chorusing the rhythm from the bandstand. Irewole Local Government Area, Irewole North East Local Council Development Area, Ishokan Local Government Area, as well as Ishokan South Local Council Development Areas in the state of Osun erupted into frenzy excitement as the All Progressive Congress Party supporters welcomed Governor Adegboyega Oyetola campaign train into the ancient towns of Ikire, Akpomu, and Ikoyi amid dancing and singing delightful party lyrics. At the palace of Alapomo of Akpomu, as well as Akire Palace, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, who received royal blessings from the royal fathers and chiefs, reassured them of his commitment towards transformational developments, as well as overall welfare of the citizenry if re-elected in the forthcoming gubernatorial election, while showering encomiums on Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for the remarkable achievements recorded in all ramifications at Alapomo of Akpomu, Obakayode, Adenekan, Afolabi, as well as Akire of Ikire, Oba Olatunde Falabi, flanked by traditional chiefs in the area, maintained that it is pertinent for all and sundry in the state of Osun to ensure the re-election of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in the July 16th gubernatorial election. Addressing the teaming members of the All Progressive Congress at Akpomu Town Square, as well as St. John's Anglican Primary School, Ikire, Governor Oyetola noted that he possessed the prerequisite intellect and exposition in the art of good governance has been demonstrated with numerous laudable achievements in infrastructural developments, educational transformations, qualitative health care delivery across the state, as well as general well-being of the citizenry, adding that he is determined to continue with the giant strides for the benefit of all, if re-elected in the forthcoming gubernatorial election.
Ensure peace. We want a free and credible election on our side. So you can eventually come out massively on the 16th of November.
The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodun, the Director General of Oyetola's Campaign Council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, also highlighted the achievements recorded across the state by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, stressing that it is significant for the state to sustain the tempo of developments unfolding under the leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in taking the state onto an enviable pedestal. Dignitaries on the campaign train with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, including the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the deputy governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, the wife of the deputy governor, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, the national secretary of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Yola Omishore, secretary to the state government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, head of service, Dr. Olugbeyega Oyebade, chief of staff to the governor, Dr. Charles Akinola, members of the state executive council, members of the state house of assembly, leadership and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. From the governor's office, Sonya Ononide for Dateline.
Thank you so much, Sonya Ononide, for that comprehensive report. Finally, tonight on Dateline, the challenge of insecurity in Nigeria seems to have defied all measures as non-military and paramilitary methods fashioned towards combating it appear to have failed. Many Nigerians feel that the federal government must have been overwhelmed, hence the heated controversy on the legality or otherwise of self-defense by citizens. In this daily report, Oluchi Amadat examines the implications of self-defense strategy on the unity of the country.
The issue of insecurity in Nigeria has become a source of grave concern to well-meaning citizens, most of whom continue to wonder how the country arrived at such a situation where no one is safe anymore. And while still, rather than abate, the problem seems to be escalating day by day and now totally out of control. From the south to the north, east to the west, everyone seems to be apprehensive of what could happen in the next minute. Hardly could a day pass by without hearing news about attacks by herders, kidnapping issues, banditry, and armed robbery, terrorist attack, among others. In all these, attacks on religious houses have not been spared, as both churches and mosques have been objects of attacks with its attendants' loss of lives and property. The recent attack on a Catholic church in Ondo State and the attack on intended pilgrims in Sokoto State are still very fresh on the minds of Nigerians. These are just a few of the many cases of insecurity in the country. These issues have become so common on the media, both conventional and social, that they hardly elicit the kind of response expected from the public. And wherever they do, such stories only trend for a day or two, and everyone goes back to business as usual. Most Nigerians have continually wondered how it got so bad, bearing in mind that the primary responsibility of a leader is the protection of lives and property. Fulfilling this huge responsibility of keeping the citizens safe might have become so overwhelming to both the federal and the state government, as the Zamfara state governor, Bello Matawali, asked the citizens to start carrying arms to defend themselves. The governor noted that self-defense is part of survival. The statement generated and has continued to generate controversies among Nigerians. While some feel that self-preservation is the first law of nature and everyone should be able to defend him or herself, others believe that allowing everyone to carry arms will be counterproductive and lead to chaos. The Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Lokio Irabo, disagrees strongly with the governor, saying that it is against the law.
Basis for asking for citizens to bear arms, I'm yet to know. I believe that the Attorney General or the Federation will look at the Constitution and what the laws say and what the powers of the Executive Governor is to be able to do this.
Some legal practitioners, including Mr. Soji Oladeji and Mr. Bayo Odetunde, said there are legal steps that could be taken by any citizen that wishes to acquire a gun.
The situation in the country has already brought us to a corner. So, and I think any one individual who have the capacity to obtain a firearm, the government should allow it. But the law is there. But it's only that, when you apply, any person who apply, it is not that the application does not make it automatic that police will give you the license to acquire a firearm or a gun. So there are people who the police will not even allow, despite that, whether they apply or not, because their discretion is very, very important before the license will be given to them.
Unless you are licensed, you cannot carry arm without license. But what is happening in Nigeria now is that insecurity, as a result of insecurity, that's why the governor is clamoring that people should get firearm to defend themselves. It's not good.
The Osun State Police Command, however, noted that there is an embargo on arms acquisition, saying that the police is even trying to mop up the arms in public domain, all in a bid to curb the security situation in the country. The fourth Public Relations Officer, Yemisi Okpanola, spoke further on the issue in an interview with OSBC News.
If you suspect any strange movement around you, the people that you don't see around your area, cry out, let people know, so that everybody will join hand together to ensure that that person leaves that environment, or tell the police, inform the police on time, or any other security agencies that are around.
Besides the controversy surrounding the arms procurement issue, religious organizations have equally been advised on the need for the installation of CCTV cameras as a way of guiding the worship centers and the people from incessant attacks. Some religious leaders who spoke with OSBC News, including the president of Osun Muslim community, Alhaji Mustafa Olawuyi, and the state chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Right Reverend Amos Ogunrinde described the advice as a good one, but noted that government still needs to pull the bull by the horns and tackle the menace headlong.
Something that's general to be done. One, reorientate Nigerians, improve the economy of the country. The youth, the population of the youth is more than 70% in this country. It means that they control the nation. But if they are impoverished, then whatever system you put on will not work.
The state of insecurity in Nigeria, to me, is beyond the issue of installation of CCTV. Because these people, they are not covering their faces. You see them physically entering and killing people. You see them physically accosting people on the road, kidnapping people, taking them into the bush, demanding for ransom, and threatening to kill the victim if the ransom is not paid within stipulated time.
Analysts have expressed strong conviction that once the security situation is tackled, every other challenges confronting the nation would be easier to deal with. Oluchi Amuja, OSBC News.
Well, that brings the curtains on this week's edition of Dateline on OSBC Television. It was produced by Papatunde Bola Tito with the assistance of Temitoke Abdul Karim and Abdul Jalil at DPC as assistant. I am Oluwatoyin Yusuf, your regular anchor on Dateline, wishing you a pleasant working week ahead. Good night.
Security and You on OSBC TV celebrates 1 year on air. The biggest TV sensitizing and alert programs in the Southwest on the biggest television. OSBC celebrates its 1 year on live transmission.
Stakeholders in the realm of security will deliver papers on various topics bordering on security issues.
Fundraising of 10 million naira is part of the program to establish a mini studio for Security and You.
The special program is scheduled to hold on Monday, the 4th of July in the morning at Corporation's Open Studio Arena.
Chairman and the chief launchers are Honorable Taufik Badmus, representing Osogbo State constituency at Osogbo State House of Assembly, and Professor Oluwaina, while DG OSBC conglomerate Mr. Abdulrashid Folami is the chief host. Announcers, organizing committee.
Wow.